And my dad always would say this to me. He said, you know what, the thing about your profession is, at any time you could get a phone call and it'll all flip back into a positive mode again. So don't quit. And that advice that he gave to me repeatedly when I was really on my heels helped a lot.
Welcome back to the zoo. Yes, come on. We're here with Emmy award-winning actor A Martinez, who could be seen in the new film Ambulance. Thank you for being here.
You bet, Nick. My pleasure to be here. Love your show.
So there's we haven't seen it. It's out right now, right? But there's a viral clip going around. You were talking about the viral clip. There's some ambulance scene. Do you want to describe it? Go ahead.
You know, I actually haven't seen the viral clip, but I've heard about it. So walk us through.
As long as you've heard about it, that's the
I've heard about it.
It's so viral that we're talking about something we haven't seen. Hold on,
it's a virus
so
in the
viral.
Yeah. No, you know,
it's so viral in the metaverse. So
it's a way meta clip too.
But what about it?
Well, you know, it's awesome. In fact, there are several of them. In fact, I just put a new one up yesterday. It's like another version of it. One of the things about Michael Bay, who directed it, he's like a genius in an editing room. And he basically puts these clips together that just blow your mind. And they have different tones. I don't want to give too much away, because there's a song in this new one that's out that you know, puts a lump in your throat. The film has opened in Europe this last week. I think it's in France and Germany, and I believe in England now. And it's opening in America on April 8th. And I got to see it at Michael Bay's screening room. He invited some of the cast to come in and watch it about 5 or 6 weeks ago. And it's just amazing. So I recommend it highly.
Okay, so when you're on set, especially with a Michael Bay film, because there's going to be so many things done with it, there's so many things that you can't see from your point of view as you're acting in the scene, right? When you see the movie, all the add-ons, you know, I don't understand, I don't know if there's after effects and things that he incorporates in the film too, but are you wondering how is this going to look when you're shooting it? Or do you have a good idea when you see it? Does it look like you thought it was going to look, or is it like, oh man, that's different than?
Yeah, you know, I had a little clue early on, because we'd work a day and then there'd be a week until we get that location again and come back to it. So there was a little space in between the days we were building this stuff. And sometimes he'd bring little pieces and show it on his phone. This is like his rough cut idea of how it's going to work. So you get to see, oh, okay, so this is what we're going for. And that was very, very useful. I like to try a lot of things. Jake Gyllenhaal was the motor of the movie.
Wow.
And he is a genius. And
you play his godfather.
I play, yeah, basically his godfather. They're brothers, Jake and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. They're brothers, they're stepbrothers, and I play their godfather. I was in business with their father back in the day, so they know me. Their father's gone now, but they know they can call me when they're in the deep.
Trusty man.
And they call me, and I'm not sure they wish that they did call me, but they did. My character. So. Yeah, you just get a sense as you're working on it that Michael is like, I mean, to me he seemed like a child with the greatest toy of all time. You know, he's got this camera, he's got this vision, he's got this career, he's got this reputation. He can do so many things that he wants to do out of his imagination, and he puts you in a position to jump into that feeling. You know, a lot of things got improvised in the moment, and a lot of things that got improvised got put into the movie. And as an actor, that's like candy. You know, you just love that. I just feel so lucky that I got chosen to do it, and I'm really relieved that I didn't screw it up.
That must be the feeling, right? You're like, either this is going to be great or I step out.
You know, I mean, it's like, you know, at the end of the day, you're still like standing out in the light and jumping around and asking people to like make judgments about you. That's part of what acting is. So, you know, sometimes you have good intentions and they don't pan out, and this time they did pan out. So I'm happy. I'm relieved.
Yeah.
Well, a director like Michael Bay, I think that he has a reputation of letting people know if they mess up, right?
Oh, dude.
Oh, really?
You know.
Or was he trying to be Mr. Nice Guy?
No. He's fierce. He's in a like an altered state. You know, it's like, you know, you got to keep up with it, and you know, there's like certain things that are expected of you. You know, and you don't want to let them down. So I felt a considerable amount of pressure to make sure that I was exquisitely well prepared. And when you do have a moment that where you don't really hit the bar, you hope that the other moments where you've done really well will kind of stand you in good stead, and it did. Right. Yeah.
So I think it's been said that Jake Gyllenhaal is a method actor, like he stays in character outside, once they say cut. Are you also a method actor?
Well, I'm definitely a method actor, but I will let it go once they say cut. I got to say, the hardest thing about this in that regard is that it was during COVID. COVID was spiking, and to be able to shoot the thing, we had to adhere to the protocols, which meant that we had to wear masks all the time. The moment that you finished a take, someone would walk up and, "Where's your mask?" And of course, now, okay, where did I stick my mask? Where did I put it under this book? I can't. If you can't remember instantly, here's a new mask. So the first thing you do normally on a set after you do a scene is you look in each other's eyes and you check in, and how was that for you? You're trying to learn the consensus of how people are experiencing the process. And instead, it's like, oh, where's I got to get the thing, and I'll put okay, sure, okay. And now you're looking, and now all you see are these anxious eyes.
But you got amazing eyes, man. So even with a mask on, let's be honest.
Oh,
like
bless
your
your heart.
eyes are
Smoldering.
your eyes are your moneymaker, right? So.
No, dude. I got to say, in regards to that, my eyes can't touch Jake Gyllenhaal's eyes.
Ooh.
I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal's eyes are like big and wide apart, and his lashes are world class, and he's a gorgeous person. Yeah. Plus, he's also as buff as you'd want a person to ever be, and so is Yaya.
Oh,
Can
I
we
saw
get you to
Brokeback
do a
Mountain.
smoldering
Of
look
course.
into the camera? Can we get a close-up? He's just like...
Give us,
So we're actually going to go right now to a break, but we're going to come back. We're going to talk about your path as an actor, where it started, and where it's going. We'll be right back with A Martinez on The Zoo. All right, we're back with A Martinez. Now, this might be, I hope this is not like an intrusive question or inappropriate, but we probably get this all the time.
And it will be an intrusive and inappropriate
What does A
question.
stand for?
Oh, okay.
What does it go?
It stands for Adolfo. I was the third. My daddy, and they call my daddy AD, and they called me A, because just to tell us apart. So yeah, it was just a nickname that stuck. My dad, gave all of us nicknames. Mine was Bone. He just passed a month ago. The last thing I said to him was, "Oh, it was good." He was 98. He had a great ride. Yeah. He exited with as much grace as you could ever hope a person could muster. The last thing I said to him was, "I hope you have a good dream tonight, Dad." And he said, "Thank you, Boney." So the last thing he ever said to me was Boney, and he was my dude. He didn't think I should become an actor. He thought that was a mistake. I was going to be studying political science at UCLA, and at the last minute I quit to go into theater arts.
At UCLA?
At UCLA. Mm-hmm. In all honesty.
Did you grow up here in LA?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
In all honesty, I enjoyed acting a lot. I thought it was an amazing thing to get to do it. I realized that you can move people in a way that most jobs don't allow you, obviously, to do. But also in high school, I noticed that the most interesting girls, the girls that are more likely to give you a smile and kind of give you a little time and stuff, that so many of them were involved in the theater program. So that was an attraction to me. I liked the idea of actually being able to be around friendly females, and so that was like a part of it. And when I, threw over the political science thing to start studying acting, he was pretty disappointed in that.
At what point did acting become an actual profession for you, that you were like, all right, this is more than just a passion. This is actually my profession?
I think within the first year of doing it, it was the only thing I ever did.
No plan B.
No plan B, and people would say that. Interesting, that's a really good thing, because you hear that. You got to have something to fall back on. I constantly heard that advice. You got to have something to fall back on, And I thought to myself, if I do have something to fall back on, I just might fall back. And if I don't, then I won't be able to. And I basically, decided to go all in. I was very, very lucky. I got cast in things. I got cast in The Cowboys in 1971. I went up for it and they looked at me, nah, they gave it to some other kid. That other kid couldn't cut it on the horse. So they decided they're going to recast it. And my agent said, they're alive, you're alive, they're going to recast it. And that other kid, the second kid they gave it to, got in trouble with the law. And so he got moved off the thing. So they came to me as the third choice. And that gave me like a place to set up and be someone who could be taken seriously to work in that movie with John Wayne.
It was meant to be yours.
Apparently it was, apparently it was. But I think, and we'd seen every John Wayne movie growing up, so when I got that part, that made my dad think that maybe there was, something there.
I love what you say about not falling back, and I think there's so many people out there, especially watching this, that may feel like they're stuck and they're afraid to take that leap. When did you feel it was the right time for you to do that, or you were just like, I'm just going to do it? Like, what advice would you have for somebody that feels stuck in that?
Well, I just say, there's that saying, fortune favors the brave, and boy, that's true. I mean, you see that writ large all over the world. At all times, Can we get a shout out for those people that are standing up right now in Ukraine?
Yes, absolutely.
But I think that you hear that, and a lot of it, came from my dad. He said to me early on, he said, power concedes nothing without a demand. He was quoting Frederick Douglass, the abolitionist, and that was an amazing thing for him to say to a person, one of his children. That got my attention. But you realize that if you want to make a mark, you want to do something that feels worthwhile, that feels like it's a gift back for the gift of being given a life. If you want to do something like that, you've got to be bold about it. You got to take a chance. And of course, in our business, in this storytelling business, the flip side is that when you do get to work, it's magic, right? It's like, you get to do this stuff and it's hard, but you figure out how to do it. And then once you do it, people see it and feel it and turn to you and go, thank you for making me feel that, right? It actually is a gift to do the work. And of course, once you get addicted to the gift and the response to the gift, it makes it easier to get through those times when you can't get a job. And sometimes you just can't get a job and the life that you built falls apart. And my dad always would say this to me. He said, you know what, the thing about your profession is, at any time you could get a phone call and it'll all flip back into a positive mode again. So don't quit. And that advice that he gave to me repeatedly when I was really on my heels helped a lot.
Wow.
Definitely.
Dude, I love when we have guests that come on that we're getting we'll call it a therapy session, call it a motivational speaker, So I think that staying motivated is such an important thing because, people get down, especially these days, especially with, we have the privilege of living in the United States where, we're kind of like detached from a lot of craziness that the rest of the world deals with. And we still have that in this country as well, though. But staying motivated in light of challenges, in light of not getting exactly what you want is a big thing. And then, an actor they have to deal with that a lot because you deal with so much rejection, know. But like you said, when you get that one gig or that one role, it could change everything. Then so that's actually a very beautiful thing to have in your life, that everything could change tomorrow.
Boom.
For better or worse, you just better be ready. Hey, thanks for coming, man. People should go check him out in Ambulance. And thanks for the motivational talk. I think the three of us are leaving today better people.
Bless your heart. Love your show.